You're listening to the Best Morning Routine Ever podcast, the show that proves no one stumbles upon success ever. With your host, Lou Need. Every Mondays and Thursdays, we deliver cold hard evidence behind the power of a robust morning routine. Get ready to be transformed by the renewal of your mind.
Hello, morning enthusiasts. Welcome to the Best Morning Routine Ever podcast. My name is Lou Need, your host, and today I have the privilege of introducing a very special guest to the show today. I was on his podcast last week, and today we had so much fun, and I brought him back again today. And so I want to introduce SunMoon to the show. He is the host of the La Fit podcast, although by his own account, he feels more like a listener. As he quoted, for him, the podcast is more of a chance to connect with really intelligent, passionate people who are making moves to make the world a positive of a place they can live in. Some are physical trainers, coaches, dietitian, counselors, and others are businessmen and women, investment bankers, yogis, and sexual therapists. It's a plethora of individuals who come on the show because they want to use their knowledge to help aid humanity's physical, mental, and spiritual growth. Now, that's something truly amazing, and he loves what he does, and I am honored to have him on the show. SunMoon, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. I tell the audience a little bit about your background.
All right. Well, I am a certified ISSA Master Certified Personal Trainer. I have certifications in strength and conditioning. I have certifications in corrective exercise conditioning. I have certifications in to work with seniors as well as teenagers, children, and also fitness nutrition. And I'm sure there's some other ones that I forgot because this is what I like to do. So
Master trainer. So you are a teacher of it all. Like you train the body, you train the mental, and it's a holistic approach that you do.
360 degrees, just like the podcast.
Very nice. Tell us what it's like going through one of your coaching sessions.
So typically I like to have sit down and consult with the individual that I'm training. I want to really know about them. I really want to know what it is that their interests are, because my firm belief is that many of us, we get into exercise and physicality, but with the wrong mindset. I want to change the mindset of an individual before they walk into the gym, because the truth of it is, Lunid, most people, when they feel they have to go into the gym, it's because either there's a health problem or because they want to attract the opposite gender or the same gender or what have you. But the thing of it is not many people really do it just because they feel they have a need or it's just good for them. It's more of the fact of, oh, this is what you do to, get something. So my thought pattern is I want you to enjoy it. So I don't necessarily want a person to come to me and say, well, let's go into a gym. I want to start finding and pulling out the things as to what you like to do that's physical. You might not be a person that's a gym person. You might want to dance. So I'll make a routine that revolves around dancing and will facilitate other things within that to support that.
That's fantastic, because you're looking at, if you can change the mind, then you can change the habit.
Exactly.
You can incorporate and ingrain better habits in them. And I love that you find the motive. You find what is the motivation. Is it intrinsic or is it extrinsic? Is it internal or external? Because once you have that, I think you can gear the workout regimen around that to foster better change and quicker change.
Exactly. Many of us, we just have, a lot of us have been traumatized, and we've been taught a lot of dysfunctions, whether we know it or not. So my goal is to try to help rehabilitate the whole mindset of what being physical and being active and being healthy is. I don't want somebody thinking that, oh, I just have to go in here and pound it out for 2 hours and then, that I'll have the body I want, but they really don't like it. Truth is, if you don't like something, no matter what it is, eventually you're going to stop doing it.
Right. You won't stick to it because your why is not bigger than your what or your how, right? You got to know what's behind it, why you want to do it.
Exactly.
And in the process, you're teaching them techniques, you're teaching them posture, you're training them, you're coaching them right there and there in the gym as well.
Exactly. So this is one reason, like a lot of individuals, they'll ask me, why do you call yourself the body alchemist? Well, the truth of it is there's many body alchemists out there. There's many physical trainers, but it all starts with the mind first.
What about your mindset as an entrepreneur? What is your mindset? Do you recommend reading materials to your clients?
All the time. All the time. My mindset for me first is the fact of I have to be what it is that I promote. So I'm always focusing on how to be the best me. How can I change and make my personality more progressive? What can I do to make myself better? So that's what I'm constantly trying or working on. It's a nonstop process.
Absolutely. Self-development is beautiful because if you want your circumstances to change, if you have to change. Jim Rohn says that. Exactly.
And I've been blessed. I have some really good mentors. In the beginning, I didn't have such a positive mentors, and I kind of lost the mentality of what is a mentor good for. But I found some really, really, really good mentors who would aid me in becoming who I am today and working to be a better me. And they always challenge me, but they challenge me in a positive way.
What's the what other attributes are there in having a good mentor? Because I part of the show is we strongly believe success leaves clues, and we have to find those adequate, those competent mentors to guide us through and trust ourselves in their hands to guide us through to our better selves.
That's true. That's very true. One of my mentors, she's, I also mentor teens and children outside of doing my own physical training and podcasts. I work also as an after school program. So I do a lot of fitness based programs with the children, literacy based programming. And my mentor there, who's a supervisor, she said, I see what you want to do with yourself, and this is what I'm going to do. So she'll put me in situations that she knows I can handle, but there's a little bit of pressure. So she's known me for almost 10 years. So what she'll do is she'll say, I see you do well with public speaking. So I want you to talk to this group of 50 people. This is what we're going to do. And it'll be one of those random moments like, what? Wait a minute. What? Well, how do you know? I know you can do it. I know what you're capable of doing. So have at it. And then she'll just kind of leave, but that's the type of mentor she is. She puts me in situations which force me to grow.
Right. And that's what you want. That's what you want to be circled. That's what a mentor is for. And even coaches too.
Exactly.
Even business coaches, life coaches, and like a trainer or coach like yourself, because where you have the expertise, what you're going to teach me, what you're going to guide me through, it will save me time and money. It'll save me years of having to do it on my own, figure it out on my own. It'll save me time because I'll do it more efficiently with your guidance. And essentially that's what you do. And that's what you're seeking out as a mentor, as a mentee as well. Exactly.
I'm not really concerned with money when it comes to this, because my thing is the fact of what's more important is your health, being active. We are perpetual motion machines. So our bodies are meant to move. That's why as we get older and you see individuals who don't have an active lifestyle, they start to have nagging injuries. You'll see a person with, their knees, their elbows, their joints, things like that. And especially if they're not moving or staying active, like maybe when they were working. What takes place is the body, is starting to settle. And if you don't use it, you lose it. And that's an actual truth. We need to move. We need to do things. And it keeps our body moving. It keeps our heart pumping, keeps everything flowing like it should be. So that's part of my passion.
I believe in that 100% because that
growing old is mandatory, but aging is optional.
Exactly.
Because you can actually slow the process down by eating healthy, by exercising, by moving the body, as you just explained. And it's fascinating how true that is, because I walk around and people are like, oh, my back hurts, ache this, ache that. Mm-hmm. Like, well, when's the last time you did a 1 mile walk?
Exactly.
Because people think because it hurts, I'm not going to walk. Because there's pain, I just have to be stagnant. No, you actually have to do the opposite. You need some type of reaction. You need some sort of movement to aid in that. It's going to hurt at first, but it's going to alleviate. Blood flow is going to go through there, and it's going to start the healing process.
Exactly. Again, like I said, I work with youth as well and certified coach for youth. What I see is I've seen a lot of teenagers now come in and say exactly like you're saying. They're like, oh, my back hurts. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm hurting. I'm like, well, what do you do? Well, I was at school and then I went home and then I played video games for about 4 hours. Then I got in bed, but I was on the cell phone for about another 5 hours. So I'm like, you know what? So let's retrace these steps. One, right. You're not being as active as you possibly need to. All right. You're spending time at a desk, like maybe 8 hours at a desk. Then you're coming home, you're eating, you're sitting, you're watching TV. You're not being active like you need to. And that's something that concerns me with the youth, because I remember when I was young, it was nothing but activity, nothing but being active, so I'm deeply concerned about what takes place with our young people.
That's why I'm so driven to get this morning routine and this app out to everyone, because it incorporates the exercise. And we're going to talk about your morning routine in a bit. But I want to talk about a little stigma that's going around where, you said when you were growing up, you were outside, you were playing. There was not a lot of social media to occupy your time and your mind. There was not a lot of video games and none of that. But I find it today, this generation, they don't work out at all, because if their parents don't have the means to send them to camp or to do after school programs, put them in sports and play sports, they lack this piece of exercise and moving the body. So it's interesting that you brought that up, because our generation now, if they're not playing any sports at school, they don't incorporate working out. They don't go out for a run just because. They don't go out for a walk just because. It has to be school related, sports related, or it doesn't happen at all.
Exactly. You're telling the truth. And it's not only just those that are in communities that don't have, if I think I understood what you said earlier, it's not just individuals that just, in certain neighborhoods or what have you. This is going on across the board. This is one of those things that carries over economically and status wise. United States, they're saying that as a general culture, we're not moving enough. That's a frightening thing. Trickling all the way down to our youth. Our young people, they're the ones that's eager to move. So right. It is very frightening to see, because that carries over into adulthood, and that adulthood goes into, getting older and being our elders. So what are the things that they are going to bring to themselves, that the harm to their bodies as they get older? So it's very frightening.
How do we combat that? What do we do?
Education, true education, and relearning what is health, what is wellness, what is fitness, and the reason why we do it. I always tell this or say this to a lot of my clients. Like, when you were younger, if you played outside or you went to the playground, you never jumped on the monkey bars and started counting how many reps. You know what I mean? You might have did some pull-ups or whatever, or did whatever, but you were just concerned with playing. Mm-hmm. If you look at all of the apparatuses that are in the gym, they're all based off of some simple design, which is
the playground.
Really the playground. Exactly. It's the playground. It is all the playground. And, what happens is that a lot of times as we're younger and we're taught to mature, we're taught, okay, now this is how we're supposed to act as we mature. So from high school, if you were active and like you said, went to high school and then you got into sports, that's fine. Then you got into college, you might have stayed active and played on a team, that's fine. But if you just came out of high school, went into college, now you're being introduced to your other peers. Your parents aren't as maybe structured upon you, and now you're going out, you're hanging out, you're going to clubs, you're having new environments, the things that you were doing before when you were younger, those start to be looked at as juvenile. I'm not going to go and play on the playground. You might hit the gym, but really your focus starts to get into all these other social environments, going to the club, doing things, drinking and things of that nature, which I don't begrudge anybody. It's got its purpose, but we really start to look at what we used to see as fun as juvenile, but that fun in the early part of our lives maintains us, gets us stronger, keeps our brains flowing. So we have to re-educate ourselves as to the fact of this is not punishment, because that's what it takes place if we don't continue to focus on proper health, proper eating, or just being moving as in general. We start to taking it to a place where it's like, well, that was cool then until the doctors say, well, listen, you've gained a little of this. You have a condition. Now you need to. Now we're in a condition where it's like our parents saying to us, you can't, or you have to, or this is it. And we don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. So we have to relearn what's really good for our bodies. What's fun. We can't just think of it as, oh, I got to go to the gym. No. What are you going to do? Because nobody's forcing you. In the beginning, nobody has to force you. And it's not just the gym. Let's take that away.
Let's talk about, you mentioned what is good for your body. Let's talk about how do you get up, dress up, and show up holistically. What do you do in your morning to set you up for the day? So
my morning starts out as first waking up, being grateful that I'm alive, being grateful for another chance to make myself better. Then hydration. Automatically, I hydrate, I drink. I have a 67 ounce water container, and I drink as much of that. I try to drink it all before the beginning of my morning. That's a lot for me, but I work out, I talk, I'm moving a lot, so that fills me up. And being hydrated to me, for my body, is like putting gas in the car, putting the oil in the car. It's getting my body prepped and ready. It's getting things flowing. And that's the first part. The next thing is, of course, I go into the bathroom, have my morning constitutional, and then I take a cold shower, very cold shower. That cold shower, it's like a reset for my nervous system. It really sparks everything. It's, even if I didn't get a good night's rest, it will reignite my energy because I've already hydrated, and the hydration helps blood flow and oxygen. Now that cold shower, man, it gets the blood pumping more, gets my breathing up, which helps calm the body, helps everything. Now I come out the shower, I'm ready, I'm alert, and I'm ignited, and I'm ready to start my day. And from there, it's all about focus. What am I ready to tackle today? And I have a list of things that I keep with me, though, on my phone, my calendar, and I start to organize and say, what is the first thing we're going to tackle today?
Yeah, you are the first guest that flat out admits to taking a cold shower as part of their morning routine. I love it because part of my app is it's called Hit Savers, and the S at the bottom is shower, and make the last 60 seconds ice cold. And here you are living it. The whole shower is ice cold. That is beast mode right there.
Yeah, it's sobering. My father was the one that got me into that. And I used to tease him when I was younger. I'd be like, why? I'm like, you don't think your parents know much. You're like, what are you doing, old man? What are you doing? I hear you in the shower screaming. But he told me, he says, it's really good for your body. And as I grew older, I started paying more attention, doing some studying, research. Wim Hof, who is an individual who talks a lot about cold weather and cold treatment, cold therapy. So I learned a lot, and I added it to my lifestyle.
That's fantastic. I really love your morning routine because it encompasses a mindset. It encompasses physical piece of it and waking up your body in a way, like you're grateful to be alive. That will breed more gratitude to more things for you to be grateful for throughout the day. You'll see more of it. And that sense of gratitude is encouraged. It's like a positive mood that carries throughout the day. Hydration, I cannot speak more of it. I have an ebook about it. My app, it's on my app. I have a morning cocktail that I conjure up, I put together, and it really, you hit it on the nail when you said that it gets the blood flow going. It helps with fueling. It's like fueling your vehicle, because you're fasting overnight. So when you wake up, you need to hydrate. 73% of the brain is water. You need to get rid of that morning fog. Hydrate. Drink water first thing in the morning.
Exactly. It's so necessary. So necessary.
I really like it. So how can we connect with you, SunMoon?
Well, so I have a podcast called the De La Fit Podcast, and we are on Spotify. We are on iTunes. We are on iHeartMedia Radio. We've just got that just before the end of last year. We got put on iHeartMedia. We're on SoundCloud, YouTube, basically every platform that there is, we're trying to tackle, because we want to get the information out to everybody about health and its holistic, natural way of thinking. 360 degrees is what I call it, the circle. So you can find us anywhere if you Google us. We also have the website, which is www.delafitpodcast.com. We're on Facebook. So I have a good team of people that really help me to get the information out there. And we also have our email, which is daylife13@gmail.com. So if anybody wants to contact me, ask questions, be on the show, they can do that. And also they can contact me there if they're interested in physical training as well. And I'm on Instagram. So
Awesome. Morning enthusiasts. You've heard it here first. This has been SunMoon Bay, and he does a whole 360 training. And it's a number one on the list is mindset. Mindset is important, and he sets you up with your mindset to actually get you the results you need in the gym and in life. He's a mentor as well. He has mentors, believes in mentoring, and we love to hear that. So SunMoon, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm greatly appreciative for this opportunity. My
pleasure. I'll see you at the top of your best morning routine ever.
You're listening to the Best Morning Routine Ever podcast, the show that proves no one stumbles upon success ever. With your host, Lou Need. Every Mondays and Thursdays, we deliver cold hard evidence behind the power of a robust morning routine. Get ready to be transformed by the renewal of your mind.